Arriving in London at St. Pancras Station on the Eurostar, we're going to show you some selected highlights of the city. Right away, we're out for a walk, heading one block over from our hotel to Trafalgar Square. And then right behind, you've got Leicester Square. And we get right on a tour bus, take an open-top tour to get some orientation to the city. We'll show you a quick version here of the bus tour, and then we'll bring you into the Tower of London and take a little boat ride on the River Thames, off to the British Museum, take a walk through Soho and Chinatown, and a few other highlights of this beautiful city, including Fortnum and Mason, Oxford Street, Burlington Arcade, and more. So stick around. Continuing along on our bus tour of London, they have another one of these open-top double-decker buses. You really get a good view, highly recommended, especially on a nice day like this. Driving past the gentlemen's clubs of Pall Mall and through St. James, very aristocratic part of town. These private clubs are exclusive and expensive and function like a hotel in town for the members, as well as a social gathering spot and place to do business. Passing Green Park, here you can rent a lawn chair if you like, or just take a stroll. The guide provides live narration and fills you in on some travel tips, along with the history and descriptions of the buildings.
Apsley House. This is the former home of the Duke of Wellington, who won the Battle of Waterloo, also known as Number 1 London.
Passing Hyde Park, we soon arrive at Eaton Square in the heart of Belgravia, the most upscale residential neighborhood. Houses of Parliament look like an ancient Gothic structure, but they're actually late 19th century. Built in a neo-Gothic style with Big Ben towering above it all. Entering the city, London's financial district. Passing St. Paul's Cathedral, the masterpiece of Sir Christopher Wren. It's 365 feet high, one of the few important Baroque buildings in London. In recent years, the London skyline has blossomed with many modern buildings. The city is thriving. Crossing Tower Bridge, already we're reaching the end of our bus tour. It's been a quick summary for you as we arrive at the Tower of London, where we're going to get off and walk through this fantastic castle. This is living history. There's soldiers marching on guard. There's buildings that haven't changed in hundreds of years, and displays that really fill you in on what life was like in the past. There's a mix of architectural styles from the half-timber to the Gothic, right up through the 19th century. It's much less crowded in the late afternoon. About 3:30 is the ideal time to get here. That still leaves you 2 hours to see the sights, and you will not have any crowds. You can visit inside the Royal Chapel, but only in the final hour of the day, unless you're with the Yeoman Warder tour. The lawn used to be a moat flooded with the waters of the Thames, and the fortified gate further protects the castle. After your visit, you can relax by the river, get a snack, and then you want to be sure to take the boat ride. If you've taken the open-top bus tour, the boat ticket's included with the bus tour. That's a really good deal. The boat captain gives you a little bit of casual narration as you cruise along. Old and new buildings glide by, the newest being the Shard, this highest tower in all of Europe. The Millennium Footbridge is another of the more recent structures connecting St. Paul's with the Tate Modern. Going under bridges is part of the fun. And the London skyline, which has been growing dramatically. And more drama from this young dancer performing for Dad. Next morning, we took a walk along the Strand to the Inns of Court. It's a legal campus, and there you'll find the Temple Church, an ancient round-ended Romanesque church. Then we took a taxi across town to one of the great cultural institutions of London. The British Museum is one of the oldest museums in the world. It opened in 1759. The ancient Greek and Egyptian collections are the main treasures, especially the Elgin Marble statues from the Parthenon in Athens and the vast number of mummies, colossal statues, and jewelry from the ancient civilization of the Nile. You will also find interesting displays about the Romans in Britain, ancient Assyrians, Celtic prehistoric life, and the Middle Ages. A good visit could be completed in 90 minutes, and admission is free, so this is a very attractive activity. The museum is open daily from 10 a.m. until 5:30 p.m. and till 8:30 p.m. on Thursday and Friday. Nice to see the young students learning about ancient history and getting along so nicely with each other. The central courtyard is one of the largest enclosed piazzas in all of Europe. And here there's a very special pub where you want to stop in and have another pub lunch. It's the Museum Tavern. It has a classic pub interior along with tasty food. It's an easy walk from the Bloomsbury neighborhood of the museum back into the center through Soho, checking out some of the restaurants along the way. There's Greek Street, Dean Street, and then into Chinatown. It was a real festive atmosphere. It was the Mooncake Festival in late September, early October. Sometimes you get lucky when you're shopping and find items hard to get back home at a good price.
It's cheap, so my kids love it.
Oh.
It's like $2 or $3, one box.
Not made in Japan.
One of our favorite restaurants for a quick, tasty meal is Wagamama Asian Noodles. This London restaurant chain now includes 140 locations around the world. Chinatown is just a few blocks away from Trafalgar Square, so it's very centrally located. All these neighborhoods in central London are very easy to explore on foot, and that's the way we like to do it. Walking tours. That's the best way to get familiar with the city, see things really up close and in your face. You can hear and smell and just see all the details. And there's this fun statue of FDR and Churchill. And we are soon making our way to the Burlington Arcade. This is one of those indoor covered shopping malls. And it has been here since the mid-19th century. And for the ultimate food experience, just beyond the Burlington Arcade, head to Fortnum & Mason. Fortnum & Mason has got an amazing variety of foods for sale. You want to be sure to get some of their teas and biscuits, get them in the packages that say Fortnum & Mason on it. This group of young trainees was having quite a day today. For YouTube, my YouTube channel. So young trainees, eh? First week on the job?
Yeah,
First day, congratulations. Well, good luck to you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Buy something that says Fortnum & Mason on it. Makes a nice present for those less fortunate back home. It really is one of the best food stores anywhere, and that's why they are the main suppliers of groceries to the royal family. Next, we're going to walk along and through St. James's Square and on to watch Changing the Guards, one of the great British rituals. You want to get to St. James Palace at 10 minutes past 11 to catch Phase 1. And then you can catch Phase 2 out in front of Buckingham Palace. We'll show you a little more of the guards and the music at the end of this segment, coming right up. When the guards are finished, it's really fun to have a little stroll through St. James Park. Following the path along the pond, you'll see some squirrels and birds, and it's really quite pretty. It makes a peaceful contrast with the city. That's the end of our tour that started in Rome a couple weeks ago. Let's hear from our travelers from Hawaii and see what they thought about the trip.
Actually, the trip was a dream of a lifetime for me. I really actually cried when I saw the Sistine Chapel and all the Grand Masters. The highlights were the statue of David, the works of art of Bernini, as well as some of the Impressionists that we saw.
I thought it was wonderful, and it brought back memories of school of Art 101 and history and architecture, and everything blended into one. And Dennis is very knowledgeable about informing us of all those things. I really enjoyed it. He got us into exhibits that people had to stand in lines, and he was very well organized. And you know, we got to see a lot of things that I think if we went on our own, we would have a hard time doing.
And you got to do some shopping?
Yes, but we want more. I would love more, because I'm a shopper.
Well, the trip for me was very educational. I'm not a really history buff, and I learned a tremendous amount that I never believe I would ever have learned before had I not come on this trip. I can't say enough about how you seem to know the ins and outs of getting us into nooks and crannies where most people wouldn't be able to go or even see. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
Dennis was very knowledgeable, and actually a lot of things were amusing, so he kept us on our toes, and I really enjoyed all his knowledge about history and about the paintings and about the sculptures. It was a wonderful trip. The walking was sometimes strenuous, but we all made it, and we have Blossom, who is 85, and she is my mentor as far as walking. I thought it was strenuous, and then it was manageable, so I really enjoyed it. The advantage of walking was that we could see all the little details of the buildings, and we could see the neighborhoods and the districts and everything else.
This was really a trip of a lifetime. Thank you very much, Dennis. We really enjoyed, Larry and me. If we were to do it again, we'd come with you. The places that we've seen were really, truly amazing. This was really brought back history, and you're very knowledgeable about the places we've been. Your ability to get us to places, like we go into museums, and it's just phenomenal how we can just get in immediately. So it was truly a blessing that we had you, and your personality is so bubbly, and we truly enjoyed it, Larry and me. So we'd come with you again. Thank you.
Well, as for me, I've read about it in textbooks, looked at it in movies, but being here in Europe is a real experience because you get to really see, touch, smell, and even taste the food. It's really different from looking at it on TV. And as for you, Dennis, you ran a very tight ship, very tight schedule, which was very good for us because I'm also a time-conscious person. Be there at the right time, at the right place. That's why you was able to get through all these obstacles where the ordinary tourists would never go. And thank you very much. And we really enjoyed it, and if I was to do it again, I'll come with you any day.
Hallelujah.
Yeah.
Rome to London by train. Quite possibly the best trip in the world. You'll find many movies about these cities on our YouTube channel. Let's see a little more of Changing the Guards to finish the program. After you watch the guards go by in front of Buckingham Palace, walk around the garden over to the mall, and there you'll catch the next phase, which is the horse guards coming through.
Guys, please stop. Sign the paper, please.
And then you can walk through St. James Park down to the Horse Guards Parade, and there you can catch the changing of the Horse Guards.